Manny Pacquiao at the age 46 is coming back. And look at this, man. He still got the speed and power and combinations. He will be fighting Mario Barrios, a Mexican warrior, in Las
Robert, what do you make of that face-off? You see the height difference? It's very visible, right?
It's insane, man.
Here's what we're gonna do.
Insane. You know, I think it's gonna be a badass card, bro. Can't wait for this card.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a great card. Great card. Insane card.
Manny's used to fighting bigger guys his entire career, but this time he's 46.
46, bro.
It's dangerous.
Man, can't help it, but wish him well, man. You know, he's a great person.
Yeah.
Great person, great heart. But it's gonna be a good.
Terence Crawford has officially joined Manny Pacquiao's training camp as the Filipino boxing legend gears up to face Mario Barrios for the WBO bout Uchidahuay. Ruby sees a welterweight world title on July 19th. For many fans, this collaboration between two of boxing's most respected champions feels like a dream crossover. Two elite fighters who once seemed destined to clash are now training side by side, exchanging wisdom and pushing each other to peak form ahead of two high-stakes showdowns. Pacquiao is chasing history, possibly entering his final major bout. Meanwhile, Crawford is making a bold leap up to super middleweight to take on pound-for-pound King Canelo Alvarez. Their paths may differ, but their relentless work ethic and deep respect for the grind remain remarkably aligned.
July 19th, what is going to happen?
July 19th is going to be a good fight between Mario Barrios. It's going to be a lot of action, and I'm sure, guaranteed that the fans will be happy.
Do you think he's ready for this, Manny? Because I just saw him out there and he was like, oh. I told him July 19th it's going to be like this times 10. You think so?
Definitely.
Yeah. All right, take care.
Thank you.
Manny Pacquiao arrived in Los Angeles earlier this month and set up camp at the iconic Wildcard Boxing Club, once again teaming up with longtime trainer Freddie Roach, a partnership that dates back to 2001. There's a feeling that time is looping back, as Pacquiao returns to the fundamentals that built his legend: early morning mountain runs, afternoon mitt sessions, and the same tireless discipline that once made him the sport's most electrifying figure. Inside the gym, younger fighters line, "The Wolves just to watch him work," hoping to absorb even a fraction of the energy and intensity that still defines his training.
I mean, at the end it's kill or be killed. You know, I know, you know, like if he has been hurt at any point, you know, he's gonna be the same way. Like I said, you know, it's just my job, you know, just to work on everything. Me and my team have been, you know, training and drilling, you know, these last couple weeks, and you know, finish off these next 6, you know, as best as we can, you know, so I could go in there come fight night and you know, still retain the title.
They're both chasing something that feels just beyond their grasp, and maybe that's what brought them together. Pacquiao and Crawford have been exchanging advice, running side by side, breaking down film, and picking up on each other's habits. There's a quiet rhythm to their partnership. No egos, no rivalry, just mutual respect and shared curiosity. Two legends, driven by the same hunger, finding common ground in the grind.
From God, and the fire, the determination, eagerness to train hard, to work hard. Even now, I'm enjoying working out hard, like running the mountain, working out in the afternoon, like amazing. You know, not all the fighters has this feelings. You know, this is favor, blessings from God, I believe, and the strength. Can you imagine?
And now, Terence Crawford has joined the mix. The undefeated Omaha native is deep into his own training, preparing for the monumental clash against Canelo Alvarez on September 13th, a bout that will see him leap 2 full weight classes, while Pacquiao at 46 is chasing one last shot at glory. Crawford at 37 is entering the most perilous chapter of his career. It's a rare sight. 2 generational greats at different stages of their journeys, yet both locked in with the same laser, focus, pushing themselves to the limit in pursuit of legacy-defining moments. Crawford has been vocal in his support for Pacquiao, believing the boxing world is underestimating the Filipino icon. Mario Barrios is a great matchup for Manny Pacquiao, Crawford told Sporting News Australia. I think at this age it's a 50-50 fight for Manny. Crawford understands the brutal realities of aging in the sport, the slightest dip in reflexes, the mounting toll of each training session. But he also recognizes the unique danger in a fighter like Pacquiao, who's rediscovered his sense of urgency and still burns with the kind of hunger that separates the merely good from the truly great.
Fundora went the first time, so I mean, the card from start to finish, it's gonna be fireworks. But I think no doubt, me and Pacquiao, we're gonna put the seal on it, and yeah, man, it's July 19th. It's gonna be.
Barrios is 16 years younger, fresher, longer, and far more active in recent years. While he's been staying sharp in the ring, Pacquiao has been absent from professional competition since his last official fight, a decision loss to Yordenis Ugas in 2021. Since then, he's only stepped into the ring for 2 exhibitions, one against DKU and another against Jaber Zayani, neither of which answered the looming question: how much does the legend still have left? But Pacquiao doesn't seem interested in defending his relevance. He's not here to prove he belongs. He's here to win. He's training with the intensity of his prime years, like it's 2008 all over again, pushing his body beyond what most would think possible for a fighter nearing 50.
Manny Pacquiao getting back in the ring again for a world title fight.
Well, obviously, it definitely has to do with money, 1. 2, I think Manny Pacquiao, I think his C game is a lot better than anybody, a lot of guys' A game, even with the age. But you have to take into account the last time he stepped foot in that ring, man, against Ugas. He didn't look good. He was outmatched by, a fighter, a younger fighter. Barrios is no slouch.
This is like the Margarito fight or the De La Hoya fight, Pacquiao told Fox Sports Australia, referencing the legendary bouts where he overcame significant height and reached disadvantages. He's taller than me, so I'm not going to take it easy. I have to train hard, like what I did before. Speed, power, stamina, everything. You know how I train. There's nothing in his demeanor that suggests he's chasing a farewell moment. He's not here for nostalgia. He's here to win. Pacquiao is chasing another world title, aiming to break the very record he set in 2019, when he beat Keith Thurman at age 40 to capture the WBA welterweight crown.
You saw the boxing like...
Woo! Woo! The speed is still there. Woo!
For Crawford, this alliance is more than just moral support. It's preparation through immersion. Pacquiao has faced Canelo before, if only indirectly, and he understands the signature traits of Mexican champions: the constant pressure, the brutal bodywork, the subtle feints, the ability to switch angles mid-combination. When asked about Crawford's chances against Canelo, Pacquiao didn't hesitate. My advice to Crawford is to focus on speed. The speed and the style, and also the strength. Simple words, but coming from Pacquiao, they carry weight. That blend of speed and unpredictability was the foundation of his own legend. Crawford is already a master of timing and adaptation, but what he's learning from Pacquiao is how to turn movement into a weapon, not just to evade, but to attack with precision, aggression, and purpose.
Is there a part of you that feels like he's perfectly suited for you, though, as a fighter, to win?
To win, I think I'm faster than him. My movement, my speed is still there. Nothing lost. Movement with speed. I can also develop it. So somebody knows that during my training.
Pacquiao's camp has welcomed Crawford's presence with quiet pride. Freddie Roach watches the bond forming and can't help but smile. For Roach, who once believed a Pacquiao versus Crawford showdown was inevitable, it's surreal to see them now working in unison, But it's not just sentimental, it's practical. Ideas are constantly flying around the gym, and neither man hesitates to dive into the technical details. Crawford wants to know how Pacquiao stayed explosive deep into fights. Pacquiao is curious about how Crawford creates angles that might exist a moment earlier. There's a rare openness between them. Two champions, each operating in their own unique rhythm, sharing fragments of a puzzle that neither has completely solved.
Mario Barrios, he gotta have the heart to do what Jake Paul was not willing to do. Jake Paul showed Mike Tyson way too much mercy. He had that old man standing in front of him and he should have knocked his head off. Barrios gotta go in there and just retire Pacquiao. Sometimes these old guys, they need the sport to retire them. And out of respect and out of love, Mario Barrios need to go in there and knock his head off, point blank period. He too old, and what fans don't understand is these legends, these pros, always gonna look good on the pad.
And both fighters understand the weight of what lies ahead for Crawford. The Canelo fight is legacy defining. He said, "It will do everything for my legacy and my career. I'm looking forward to it. Anybody can get hurt. Anybody can get knocked out." There's no arrogance in his voice, just clear focus. He's not chasing a knockout, but he's not afraid of one either. Crawford is studying, learning, and layering his game, all while observing Pacquiao. The way he runs those California hills before dawn, the discipline, the unwavering focus. What Crawford is absorbing goes beyond tactics. He's witnessing a man willing to put everything on the line again, not because he has to, but because he still wants it with every fiber of his being.
Yeah, it's surprising. Obviously, I know Manny very well. You know, he's a true competitor. He's a guy that if you put something in his head, and obviously to create more history, he's a guy that's going to give everything and, you know, try his best. That's what Manny, one thing I always learned with Manny is give 110% and try your best no matter what. So, yeah, he's going to give it his all. Again, you can't beat Father Time, but Father Time is hard, and it was very hard watching him fight.
Pacquiao's words about legacy reveal just how much the fire still burns within him. "I'm still enjoying running the mountains," he says. "Not every fighter has this feeling. This is a blessing because I've been through so many big fights in my career, and I'm still here. I'm back." It's the same relentless drive that fueled his journey from poverty to global superstardom. For Pacquiao, it's no longer just about belts or records. It's about finishing on his own terms. He talks about what it would mean to become world champion again, not to chase milestones, but to give fans one last unforgettable moment, one more surprise to remember.
Being a kid from San Antonio, did you ever think you'd be fighting a legend like Manny Pacquiao?
Oh, never. Never. Like, I mean, right, like those are fights you think about in your head as like a dream scenario, but yeah, no, it's crazy. Yeah, like being a brown kid from San Antonio, now, you know, like now facing like Manny Pacquiao, defending my title, it's huge.
He knows Barrios is training just as hard. "I'm the challenger, so I know I have to go the extra mile and punish myself in training to win the fight. That's the goal," Pacquiao said. Barrios won't go down quietly, and Pacquiao respects that. This is a fighter who gave Gervonta Davis a tough fight before moving up in weight. He's hungry to prove that his win over Ugas wasn't a fluke. The WBC title is the biggest prize Barrios has ever held, and he's ready to defend it with everything he's got. No surrender, no easy road.
You're 30, he's 46, hasn't fought in 4 years. Like, in your mind, how do you see the fight going? How are you going to beat Manny, or what do you see yourself doing to him?
Yeah, no, I just had to use, you know, all of that, you know, like the, you know, as busy as I've been in my career, you know, the attributes I have, you know, the skill set I have, you know, the youth is on my side, so it's my job just to go in there, use all of that again, just make sure, you know, like I still walk out holding that title.
There's a different energy surrounding Pacquiao these days. Maybe it's the intensity of his training. Maybe it's the way he carries himself with quiet joy in the gym, even when completely drained. Or maybe it's the presence of Crawford, a safe fellow fighter who understands that every single minute matters, and that greatness isn't something you earn once and keep forever. It has to be rebuilt, renewed every time you lace up the gloves.
It's 100% disrespectful This is a clown fight. This is a more clown fight than the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. This is an outrage. People should be up in arms about this fight. This is so disrespectful. Barrios loses this fight. He should quit boxing. You let Manny Pacquiao, an old dude who stopped boxing, and then you're his first fight back? You are disrespectful as a champ.
Even though Manny Pacquiao has downplayed concerns about the size difference between him and Mario Barrios, those worries have only grown louder in recent days. When the two fighters faced off for their first promotional event, the physical gap was impossible to ignore. Barrios standing.
You're looking in tremendous shape. You're ready to fight Barrios tonight and make history, Manny.
Manny, you excited to step into the ring again?
Yes.
What do you think of Barrios? He's a big, strong, he's young, he's 30. You have 16 years on him, Manny.
Don't worry about it.
At 6 feet tall, towered over the 5'5" Pacquiao. A stark visual that immediately raised alarms not just among casual fans, but across the entire boxing community. Videos of the face-off quickly went viral, sparking a wave of doubt and concern for the 46-year-old Filipino legend. People weren't just noticing the height difference, they were taking in the full picture. The reach, the youth, the power disparity, all seemingly in Barrios' favor. One viewer put it bluntly, this has to be a health risk. Barrios is younger, fresher, and far too big for Manny Pacquiao. Another wrote, aren't any of you nervous for Pac? For some weird reason, I think this great...
You can't teach speed, you can't teach power. It's God, it's from God, that's it. People can work on speed their whole life, they're not gonna be...
Boxer might get hurt. Look how small he is compared to Barrios. Comments like these kept pouring in, and they weren't just from trolls or debate seekers. Many came from longtime Pacquiao fans who followed his entire career and deeply understand his skills. One fan even said, this looks worse than I thought. It literally looks like a fighter and their manager. Pac looks so old and tiny.
Manny Pacquiao automatically gets to come out of retirement and fight Mario Barrios for his WBC. Because Manny Pacquiao is going to show up and do his job. Manny Pacquiao thinks about the fans before he thinks about this fight. The business side of boxing, what they're promoting, what they're selling, they know it's going to be 100% guaranteed of entertainment through Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao can outsell anyone.
These reactions reveal a lot about the Shadow Pacquiao's comeback casts. There's deep admiration for his courage, but also genuine worry that this fight might be a comeback that doesn't need to happen. One commenter put it simply, okay, Pacquiao wants to fight, but why isn't he at least choosing someone his own size? Seems super unnecessary at his age. Still, not everyone believes size will decide the outcome. One fan pointed out, size won't make a difference at all. Barrios outpoints Pacquiao, even if they were the same size. At its core, this conflicted love, where fans root for him but fear for his safety, perfectly captures the mood around this fight.